can be defined this way: great pain, anxiety or sorrow, acute physical or mental suffering, affliction, trouble. Well, does this accurately describe some of the things that we might be going through, or does this describe how we feel? Yes, in many cases it does. So because of such distress, then, and how we feel, we intently look forward to the new world, when all such distress will be gone. But you know, Moses makes an interesting statement. Although we would like to sit back, we would like to wait until the new system, just hold on until it comes. See, the Israelites were in a similar situation as to what we're in. And it's Moses' words to them that carries great meaning for us. These words are found at Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verses 6 and 7. That's Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6 and 7. It says, "Be courageous and strong. Do not be afraid or suffer a shock before them, because Jehovah your God is the one marching with you. He will neither desert you nor leave you entirely." And Moses proceeded to call Joshua and say to him, before the eyes of all Israel, "Be courageous and strong, because you will bring this people into the land that Jehovah swore to their forefathers to give to them, and you yourself will give it to them as an inheritance." Be courageous and strong. Now those are interesting words that Moses used. Now we've heard them before, so what makes it sound so interesting? Well, see, now they are ready to cross into the promised land. So wouldn't we think, wow, what a joyous time. You know, just hold on. I know you've been traveling for many years, you've been suffering for many years. Just hold on, because when we get to that promised land, everything will be fine. But notice that's the truth. But just before they entered into the promised land, that's when Moses says, "Be courageous and strong." Now, why is that? Why did Moses tell them this? Well, he knew the day of distress would be there for them. They will face distressful things. Although it's a good thing afterward, but before, they would face problems. And what was this? Well, let's turn back to Deuteronomy chapter 9. And read verses 1 and 2. Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 1 and 2. "Hear, O Israel, you are today crossing the Jordan to go in and dispossess nations greater and mightier than you, cities great and fortified to the heavens, a people great and tall, the sons of Anakim, about whom you yourself have known, and you yourself have heard it said, who can make a firm stand before the sons of Anak?" So do we see here why Moses said, "Be courageous and strong"? Although they're at the brink, ready to set foot into the promised land, what would they face? They would face mountain-like obstacles. And in this case, literally, they would face giants. Now remember, the Israelites were roaming around for 40 years. They didn't have a secure home. They didn't have an established life as a people. And yet they were going to fight cities and places that were well established. And not only were they well established, they were greater and mightier than them. So in their eyes, how could they have felt? Hey, this is impossible. Maybe the words insurmountable will come to mind. See, they would understand that the people are not going to say, oh, this is your land? Oh, go ahead, take it. It wasn't going to be easy. But yet they had reason to take courage. See, in their minds, they might have felt discouraged. Like, oh, we came this far, and how are we going to do it? Well, let's turn back to Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 6 once again. And you notice after Moses told them to be courageous and strong, he said, do not be afraid or suffer shock before them. Why? Because Jehovah your God is the one marching with you. Yes, they had reason to be courageous and strong. Well, what does that have to do with us? Well, we're at the very brink of entering into this new world. Very soon. And the same parallel applies to us. We too need to be courageous and strong. And see, Satan knows this. He understands this. See, he understands that as God's people, we cannot just sit back in a time of distress and wait for things to happen. But no, we have to be courageous and strong. So now, what does this have to do with us? Satan's tactics that he uses against God